So let's move on, get this 0.01 microfarad cap connected between these 2 points. Okay, a minute ago I may have said that was a 0.01 microfarad cap. It's a 0.1, so I'm not really sure if I stated that correctly or not, but again, I've already applied some solder here to the connection point. And we should have a really nice connection there. So you can see this turned out well. What I did was shorten this side of the connection point, not to block the view of the capacitor value here. That's showing up on camera. So someone that needs to get back in here, myself or someone else, after I'm gone and this radio is not in my possession, they can see that value. And the same thing for here. So let me get the float meter back out again and just do a couple quick checks on some of these resistor values offline, and just make sure that they're pretty close to plus or minus 20%. Okay, here's the first resistor under test here. Again, green, black, red. Again, looking at the body, the end dot color of black, and then red, and that'll give that a 5K value, or 5,000 ohms. And man, that's in circuit too. It's showing up on camera, 5.04. Really tight. Let me move on to the next one. Okay, pretty cool. All these resistors, this one, and this one, are in tolerance. Again, I'll check some of these others when I get over here and start working down in this area. So that's a good sign. Nothing to replace here that's noteworthy. And again, I'm going to leave this one. We'll keep an eye on it. If it impedes or compromises the performance of the receiver in some way, we'll get back in here and knock that one out. But it's about 24%, I believe, on the high side. And again, I left it in circuit as well, so some of that additional resistance may be from the additional components itself. I didn't pull a lead, so all these others are really close. Alright, let me decide what's next here. I'll probably go ahead and get this remounted so I don't have to worry about damaging these fine enamel wires here on the coils. And I'm going to do a quick test of this cap right here just for giggles and get that reattached. Then we'll maybe move up here. There's a little cap here on the potentiometer here. May get that replaced, or move down in here, which is kind of going to be tough to get to, but we'll work through that in just a moment. Okay, you can see I've got the trimmer and coils remounted again. That was the bakelite block that held that on, and I've got the capacitor here remounted, soldered in, validated the value, and it looks good. And then I went on and took care of this other capacitor here that attaches itself to the center connection point there on the potentiometer back to ground. So let me look this over off camera and decide where I want to go next. I know it's going to be down in this area. I just need to look and see what needs to be moved around to accommodate the replacement of those 3 paper caps there that I can see. Okay, after looking at this a little closer, I think I'm going to go ahead and remove these 2 fasteners here that hold this terminal strip on. And I'm not really sure that's going to help me a lot as far as getting back in here to these components, but I do have some flexibility with that removed. So let me do that next off camera and just see if that allows better ingress here to these 2 caps underneath here. Okay, I think it will help. What I've done again is remove these 2 fasteners here, and it looks like I've got a lead coming from the capacitor in the bottom, or from another terminal strip back up to this connection point here, and then this capacitor here is attached here. So I'm going to desolder this area, see if I can't work it loose and kind of flow this back out of the way. Okay, I've got this removed, and as you can see, this connection point here runs back up to the second connection point here on the terminal strip, and this paper cap here attaches itself here, and this other capacitor is probably not showing up. Well, here it is. This other end of this capacitor also affixes itself to this point. So kind of tight in this area for sure. Let me, there's no way I'll be able to show this on camera. Let me just start one by one getting these things removed and get these new caps in that are buried here. You can see this one down in here is buried as well. So I'll have to probably remove maybe this cap. We'll see. Might be able to work around it. Quick update here before I move on. I thought that this wire was taut and it was attached down in here. This one, it was actually looped back around this cap, and this cap here was mashed up against the chassis itself, just holding it there. So again, I was able to move that out and then again get this out of the way, which is going to work out really nice. Now I can get in here and check this coil, which the radio plays. I'm not really overly concerned about it, but I'll go ahead and check these caps here and get these old paper caps out, and then check these other resistors I think left off here. So I'll get this one checked, and again work my way back down to this paper cap that's buried down here as well. Okay, let's take a look at what I was able to achieve here. I got this other cap out back in the back. Let's see, that was a 0.1 microfarad, and then got this one replaced and was able to work around the existing capacitor. And then the capacitor that was mounted here on the back side between points 4 and 2 on the terminal strip, looking at it from right to left. This was all tucked in underneath, and for future folks that may have to touch this, including myself, I'm going to mount this capacitor above, so there's a visual look at that, and that way you can see this value as well at an angle. So again, this lead here comes through this particular terminal, which attaches itself to, looks like an external antenna. And I've got to loop this lead here, back through here, solder that in, and we'll be done. I checked all these resistors here, and they're in value. It's crazy how close these are. Don't think I've ever run across that. So they're in good shape. So let me get this done here off camera, and then we'll start working our way back over here into this section, which looks odd. Again, we've already turned this radio up, and I know it works, but there's definitely looks like some things have been done here in the past. We'll take a closer